Hello, everybody. I am back once again, and I am losing far too much sleep to keep doing this. But whatever. Tonight, took a bit of a non-traditional approach, sort of a hybrid horror film, as you were. Horror themes, while not necessarily being a horror movie in and of itself. Because I had actually been meaning to watch this for a while, but I'd also been kind of putting it off because it's based on a book series that I kind of happen to like. Though I confess I haven't read all of it yet. And that is Odd Thomas, which was made in 2013. Now, Odd Thomas is based on a series of books about the title character by Dean Koontz, and really solid book series, and I would recommend people read it. Definitely an interesting idea. Not one that I have often seen done before. Certainly not in the style he does it, especially. But in this particular case, it was directed by Stephen Sommers, who you may remember directed The Mummy, The Mummy Returns, Van Helsing, the 1994 Jungle Book live action film with the name escapes me. Robin Show, I think is the name. Uh, oh no, wow, I was way up. Jason Scott Lee. Oh my God, I feel horrible. Wow, yeah. Okay. Where did I pull that name out of? Can I again? I'm sorry. I'm losing way too much sleep. Okay, but yes, Jason Scott Lee as Mowgli took a bit of a different spin on it. He was an adult in that film, etc. But yeah, so this definitely has some humor elements to it that maybe would normally feel a little more out of place. But there is some of that in the books too, so honestly, not a bad pairing. Um, um, it stars the late Anton Yelkin in the title role, and I gotta say, he does an awesome job here. Like, seriously, great job. Um, uh, he's charismatic, he's funny, but he's also got that kind of vibe about him that's just a touch weird or creepy, and that works for this character. There's a lot of really, frankly, really good chemistry with him and the actress who played his girlfriend, who is what's her name again? Oh yes, Addison Timlin. Oh boy. And honestly, it's sort of a horror slash comedy slash action movie, and it's done in a way that I think works. Not perfectly, but it works. But mostly looking at this as something that this movie, oddly enough, kind of a bunny trail, has actually encouraged me to maybe give that Dark Tower movie a little bit of a chance, because the way they were describing it was really weird, and I wasn't sure if I was going to do justice to the books. Basically, it would be kind of like a meta movie where a kid who's like a fan of these stories, or like coming up with these stories or something, would kind of get pulled into them, and it would be like in the middle of the story, not like at the beginning, not like an origin tale. Basically, it's sort of a never-ending story meets Last Action Hero thing. Um, and I thought that sounded really weird, but especially since I wanted something that would at least do the books justice and maybe get people interested in reading them. And I think this movie does something similar. While not being a perfect adaptation, I think there's enough here to really get people interested enough that they'd be willing to, pick up the book and give it a read. It's by no means a perfect movie. There's some pacing issues. Some of the dialogue is like overdone. Like it's just a little too, snappy. Doesn't feel completely natural. Like it's very rehearsed. But overall, yeah, it's actually really good. I think. Well, speaking as a fan of the books, a casual fan of the books, I should probably be honest. I mean, I haven't even read them all yet, and I haven't done the rereads and the third reread, and But I like the books, and as someone who does like the books, um, I think this is a pretty decent offering to encourage people to pick it up. I'd recommend people watch this, and if they like the concept of what they say, at least maybe pick up the book. You'd like it. The performances were actually surprisingly really good. Um, Better than I thought they might be, especially since this was Stephen Summers coming off of GI Joe: Rise of Cobra, which honestly he needed some redemption from, and I think he got it here. But yeah, it's overall the production value was really surprisingly good. Um, the the acting was surprisingly good. The tone does kind of shift a bit, but that is slightly reminiscent of some of what happens in the books. I think pacing would have made it seem less severe, though. But again, the book versus movie. But yeah. So overall, I'd probably give this movie overall probably a 7. 6.57 if I'm being objective. My enjoyment, I'd probably give it a 7.5, 8. But being objective, just I gotta dial that down a little bit. So, but yeah, definitely a movie that I would recommend you guys give a peek to before it disappears off Netflix. And if you like it, then definitely consider picking up the books. They're they're good. So, yeah. At any rate, that is it for tonight. And I will catch you guys tomorrow, where I'm going to be looking at something newer that's a rather interesting and potentially frightening concept. See ya.